Hello, everyone. This week we go on a villager hunt to find the first lazy, peppy, and normal neighbor. We run into two old friends that I had on my other island of Mulberry that I deleted. They were my actual peppy and normal neighbors for that island. I talk about my three new neighbors' backstories, and I also build my second character's living room. My backstory for Pudge is that he got bit by the acting bug when he was younger. He was always into the theater and always used to go to plays with his mother. But Pudge also liked to sing and perform in front of people. When Pudge was in high school, he was in the drama club. The drama club put on 4 plays, and Pudge was in all 4 of them. The first one was Macbeth, which was one of his favorites because he's always loved Shakespeare. And 3 of them were adaptations from film noirs. His second favorite play was the one that his drama club that he was in did during his senior year. He played a 1940s speakeasy singer by day, and by night he was a private detective. He really loved that play because he got to sing on stage. He sang an original song that he wrote. Pudge's father didn't like it that he was in plays in school, and also that he had a band. His father was a doctor, and he wanted Pudge to follow in his footsteps of being a doctor because he wanted Pudge to help people. His mom was a singer, and his mom was in a band in the 1970s and 80s. Pudge was born in Salinas, California. Pudge and his friends got together and started a band, which his father wasn't happy about either. Pudge and his band likes to write their own music, but they will do covers of other songs that they like. His band was very popular. Everybody in the band went to the same college, so they performed in cafes and coffee shops on campus. They all went to college in Los Angeles, California. During the summer, there was a huge music festival in Morro Bay for indie artists. So Pudge and his band wanted to perform at the festival, so they sent a few tracks to the organizers of the festival so they can be noticed. Pudge didn't hear back from the organizers of the festival, so Pudge thought that his band and him didn't get selected. So Pudge called back a couple of weeks later and found out that his dad answered the phone telling them that Pudge changed his mind, that he doesn't want to work at your festival. Pudge still asked them if they wanted their band to perform at their festival anyway. Pudge told the organizers that he never said that, and that his father just said that because he didn't want him to be a musician. They agreed, and Pudge hung up the phone, and he turned to his father and started to tell him off for trying to squash his dreams. He told his father, "Why can't you be more like Mom, who supports me?" His father said that being a musician won't help anybody. Pudge's girlfriend was there. She said respectfully to Pudge's father, "You said that musicians can't help anyone?" Pudge's father said, "Nope, they cannot." Pudge's girlfriend said, "Can I talk to you for a few minutes and have a respectful conversation between us two?" His father said, "Sure, I'll talk to you." She said, "Step back and think. You never know what someone is going through. Just say someone is having a hard time and they go to Pudge's band's concert. For 2 hours, all their problems melt away, and that brings that person joy and happiness. So, with nothing but respect to you, you are wrong. That a musician can't help someone." The weirdest thing happened. Pudge's dad stopped, sat there, and thought for a minute, and said, "You know what? I never thought of it like that. Maybe musicians can help people." Pudge's girlfriend told him, "Why not go to one of Pudge's band's concerts and watch them?" He agreed. He apologized to Pudge and said, "I support you in your career choice." Pudge's band played at the festival. Pudge went on to play guitar for other bands. His best friend is a video game programmer, and he asked Pudge if he would write music for his new game. Pudge agreed and wrote the score for the game. Pudge was paid 5,000 bells for doing the music, and his friend said that if the game gets picked up, that he will be paying part of the royalties to Pudge because he helped him. To this day, Pudge still gets a percentage of the royalties for the game being sold. Pudge retired from music, and he wanted a change in his life. He heard of the ad for the Nook's Deserted Island Getaway package. Tom Nook told him about the new community on Maple Bay, and Pudge thought that he'd fit in well on the island. Pudge is very friendly and loves to be around his friends. He loves to treat his friends like his family. My backstory for Tutu is she always loved drawing, and she was always drawing when she was younger, but when her mom bought Tutu her first cell phone, she got really good at photography. She didn't go to college for it. She was just a natural at it. Tutu is best friends with Kiki, Lolly, and Rosie. Tutu took all of the photos that were used for album covers for the band that Kiki, Lolly, and Rosie was in. She showed Kiki, Lolly, and Rosie some of her photos. They loved the photo of the sunset on the beach with the sun setting on the horizons at Morro Bay. Tutu was born in San Luis Obispo, California, which is 18 minutes away from Morro Bay. For Kiki, Lolly, and Rosie's band's first album, they remembered the photo that Tutu showed them in high school. And they called Tutu and asked her to take the pictures for the album cover. They wanted the three of them standing at the shoreline at the beach at Morro Bay with their backs to the camera watching the sunset. The sunset was pretty. It had purple and pink skies. While Tutu was in high school, she was a cheerleader, but Tutu was the cool cheerleader that would be friends with everyone who was nice. She didn't care if you were a jock, if you were gothic. She didn't care about social groups, where if you're part of one group, you can't be friends with other groups. Like, example, cheerleaders can't be friends with people who love science. She thinks that clique thing is stupid, and her high school was known for the clique thing. She believed that you should be friends with whoever you want to be friends with. Tutu has been best friends with Kiki, Lolly, and Rosie since kindergarten. To this day, she still talks to them and writes to them. After school, she started a photo studio in Morro Bay. She had the studio for 3 years until she lost her studio. Kiki heard Tutu lost the studio and called her and asked her to join the band. She agreed, so they went on tour with the band. Tutu was also great at singing. Tutu thinks of Kiki, Lolly, and Rosie as her sisters. Kiki told the label that all of the album covers are going to be taken by Tutu. And that is it. The label agreed. For 10 years, they worked in the band. The band split up when Lolly had hearing problems and Rosie had strain on her voice, while Tutu and Kiki went on to record 5 more albums. They recorded a covers album of songs they grew up listening to, and that was their last album. Kiki picked 10 songs, and Tutu picked 10 songs. Tutu and Kiki stopped making music. She decided to sign up for the Nook's Deserted Island Getaway Package. She wants a place where she can find friends and fit in. She moved to another island before, but she didn't fit in there because it was the same feel like she was in high school. So she left that island. She couldn't take that clique stuff again. So Tutu decided to visit an abandoned island where she was invited to Maple Bay. She asked what type of island it is, and my second character told her it's a place where you can live in peace and harmony. And she said that she wanted to live there, and she decided to move off her old island and move to Maple Bay. My backstory for Celia is that she was born in Oneida, New York. She was always interested in acting. She was part of the drama club in school. She had to keep it secret because her parents didn't want her to get into acting. They wanted her to be a doctor like both of her parents. Celia was in school plays from 9th grade to 12th grade. While other kids her age were interested in sports, she loved reading Shakespeare. Celia was very smart. She could read something once and remember it, word for word. After she graduated, she went to college in New York City. Her parents thought she was learning to be a doctor, but she was going to college for drama. Her parents found out when they drove to the graduation what Celia was going to college for. They were mad at her and told her that they don't want to talk to her again. Celia didn't care because they wanted to control her life, and she had no interest in the medical field, and she was going to run off to LA so she could start acting. She was going to run away with her boyfriend to Los Angeles by train. She went to the train station. She sat there for hours. He never showed up. Celia was heartbroken. She decided to leave New York and never return. She doesn't have a family in New York, so she left to go to LA by herself. She has a sister who lives in Los Angeles, who Celia is close to. She called her on her cell phone, told her what happened, that her boyfriend left her there in New York, and her parents don't want to talk to her anymore. Her sister, Amelia, told her to wait at the train station and she will pick her up. She is very close to her. She got to the train station and she called her sister. Her sister told her, the director of the movie she is in, what happened. The director told her when her phone rings, the director's assistant will answer it and then go get her. Then I will yell cut, and then I will wrap the shooting until you can come back to set. So Amelia went to go pick up her sister Celia at the train station. Celia didn't want to stay alone at her sister's place, so Amelia took Celia to the set. The director was cool and said that she could stay as long as she doesn't disrupt any of the takes. But when Amelia was gone picking up Celia, one of the other actors on set had a temper tantrum and decided that to yell because they were on break for as long as Amelia needed. So the director fired her. And now they don't have one of the actors, so they didn't know what to do. So Amelia told the director that Celia can read something and memorize it. So the director gave Celia a script and told her to read page 5, and then they will do a test to see if she can do the lines. And they did the lines, and she was perfect. She did the take in one take. So the director said to Celia, hey, you want the job? You got it. We will wrap shooting for a couple of weeks so you can read the script and you can memorize the lines. Everybody else on set was cool about it and said, hey, that's fine with us. Everybody loved Celia better than the other actress that got fired, because Celia, every time that she walked in, she shook everybody's hand and said, hey, how's everybody doing? She walked up to the director and shook the director's hand and apologized for having to interrupt shooting for the movie for Amelia to go pick up her at the train station. The director said, wait, don't you apologize for that because you did nothing wrong. I believe family comes first. Movies second, family first. Your sister explained to me what happened, and I told her that once the phone rings, my assistant is going to answer the phone and then tell me that you called, and I will cut the scene and tell your sister to go, so you did nothing wrong. She thanked him for everything, And she also thanked him for giving her a chance to be in this movie. After the break, she started working on the film. Now, the director believes in working for an hour, break for an hour. So during the break, Celia and Amelia both ate together, and they decided that they were going to have a jam session. The director was wondering where everyone was because he went to where the food is and no one's there. He followed the music and he was shocked. He saw Celia and Amelia singing and playing guitars. The song they were playing was the song that he wanted for the opening of the movie. He stood there and listened to both the sisters singing until the song was finished, and he said, Amelia, Celia, can I talk to you for a minute? From what I heard, I would like you two to record that song for the movie, and we're going to play yours version instead of the original because your two's version is a lot better than the original artist. Of course, they got permission from the original artist and the writer of the song for them to record it. They finished the movie, and the song was in the beginning of the movie, but what the director did is he decided to have the whole song played instead of just part of it. Celia went on to act in 15 movies. When she retired, she heard about the Nook's Deserted Island Getaway package and thought that it would be great for her to meet new friends. She heard about Maple Bay and what it stands for, and she thought that that would be a place that she could call home. Since Amelia is the only family she has, she promised that she would always treat her new friends as family. I'm going to base this living room on a mixture of my ex's parents and what my mom described to me what her friend's parents' living room on her friend's family's ranch in Topanga looked like. I put up 2 Nordic sofas in her living room because my ex's parents had 2 Nordic sofas in their living room in the exact same space. I also added a skateboard wall rack because my ex was really into skateboarding. I also added a flat screen TV on the wall and a fireplace in front. I remember my ex's parents had their TV over the fireplace, like I put on my second character's living room. I added some KK Slider albums on the wall because when she was in high school and college, she had a band. The band didn't stick to one genre of music. She did a mixture of country, rock, grunge, bluegrass, and blues and Cajun music. I added a bookshelf because she really loved to read. Her 2 favorite novels were Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and Bram Stoker's Dracula. I also added a old picture on the wall because my mom told me that there was an old picture on her friend's family's living room wall that looked really creepy, that if you walked in front of it and you looked at it, it looked like that the person in the painting was following you, but her eyes weren't moving, but it looked like they were watching you. I also added a retro stereo because my mom told me that her friend's parents had a retro stereo in their living room. I also added a camera because my ex used to also take a lot of photos too. I added some photos on the wall because my ex's parents used to have photos on the wall. I also added a few plants in the room because she was really into plants, and for the April honey collab that I was part of with the Disability Month. The one I was talking about with the autism build is her, and she really loved plants. They really calmed her down. I also added a record box because she had a collection of vinyl records. I also added a laptop because she really liked podcasts, and the exact color of laptop that I have on her living room in my second character's living room was like what she really had in real life. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.